Hey guys, Brian DeLovish the Goods here. I am coming at you again for part two of the top 20 decent to good albums of 2018. So I'm going to continue where I left off and let's mostly get started. Number 10 is Carrie Underwood, Cry Pretty. This one I felt was necessary to put it at number 10. It was a good album and I don't really have much to say on it. I did enjoy the song titles track "Cry Pretty." "Ghosts on the Stereo" was good. "Southbound" was good. "Spinning Bottles" was a good song. "Love Wins" was good, and "The Champion" was my favorite one, the closing track. So yeah, this album's at number 10 on my top 20 decent to good albums of 2018. To continue, number 9 is Lil Wayne, The Carter 5. This one was, I gave it a 7.5 out of 10, but it deserved a spot in my top 20. I did enjoy Can't Be Broken, Famous, Dark Side of the Moon. There were some others I did enjoy, but Don't Cry was kind of good, but I hated Extonation coming into the song going, "Don't cry." That kind of got annoying. But that song was my least favorite, but the album itself is at number 9 in my top 20. At number 8, Crossfaith, Catastrophe. This one was a really good album. And I did enjoy the remix version, well, their own version of the Faint song by Linkin Park. It was an entertaining song. And the rest of the album, including the title track Catastrophe, was good. There are other songs, but I can't remember the names of them. But yeah, at number 8 is Crossfaith, Catastrophe. Number 7 is Tanaje, Joyride. I did enjoy most of the tracks on this song. I'm trying to remember. No Drama was my favorite one. That was a good song, and the album itself was fairly decent and pretty good. Number 6, Avenged Sevenfold, Black Rain EP. This one was a good EP. I enjoyed Mad Hatter. They pretty much put all the old Avenged Sevenfold songs from the Black Ops games into one EP, and it did impressively good. There were only like 4 songs. It was a shame that there wasn't more, but that was what we were getting. But it's at number 6 on my top 20. At number 5, it's Eminem, Kamikaze. This one, I was surprised that he was throwing out a new album. When I first found out, it was like on the day of the release I found out, and I was like, oh, a new Eminem album. So I gave it a listen, and it pleased me. I like Not Alike, that song. Venom was a good song. The movie sucked, but the theme song was good. Fall was a good song. I think it's called Fall. Yeah. There are others that I enjoyed. Lucky You, or whatever it's called. But overall, this album was pretty good. And it's at number 5 of my top 20. At number 4 is Bebe Rexha, Expectations. This album was pretty good. It came out in the summer of this year. but it did really good. And that's why it's at number 4 of my top 20. I'm gonna continue this and keep the thing going. I did enjoy the I'm a Mess song a lot. There were other songs on there that I did enjoy. Meant to Be, I Got You, which I was surprised she put it on her new album. The first track, Ferrari. That was a good one. But moving on from that, number 3 is Good Charlotte Generation RX. It would have made it at number 1, but I saved my number 1 for the best one. But this album was about opioid addiction and people fighting through depression and suicidal thoughts, mainly fighting a bad mental illness. And this album actually helped me to recover from those dark times I was going through the middle of the year when I was recovering from a mental illness. And this album really did help me to get back on my feet and keep fighting it. So I'm glad that this album really helped me. It probably would have helped. It can help anyone. If you really listen to the lyrics, it's a good album to really help battle with your depression. It can have a depressing vibe, but I really enjoyed these tracks, and they were good. My favorite songs were Leech, Better Demons, Self-Help, Shadow Boxer, Cold Song. The California song was not bad. It was a little happy feel to close the record, but it was still good. But it made it up my number 3, so it's in the top 5, which is really good. Number 2 is Halestorm Vicious. This one was... I got so many cringe vibes listening to this. And I was like unexpectedly weirded out by this album. I liked Black Dress on this album. I think it was called Black Dress. Yeah, I think it was Black Dress. Can't remember. It's been a while. Uncomfortable was an uncomfortable kind of song. And so was Do Not Disturb. That was just... Ugh. Got weird vibes from that one. But yeah, Halestorm Vicious was a good album, and it's at my number 2. And finally, drumroll. At number 1, Beartooth Disease. This album was very good. It's got a lot of good headbanger songs. My favorite tracks were Enemy, which that song's actually grown on me now, and I really do like it now. Enemy, Used and Abused, Believe was not a bad song. Fire was a